Hey everyone, welcome to Table Talk for this week. I've been thinking lately about Moshe Rabbeinu's leadership, the leadership of Moses. Now, we see a very interesting thing. In the past few parashiot, we've followed Moses being born, Moses running away from Egypt, Moses getting married, now coming back to Egypt to save the Jewish people. And we know that Moses approaches this burning bush and is interested by it, doesn't know exactly what's going on. And when he hears God's voice and God charges him with a certain leadership position to go back to his homeland, to Egypt, and to save the Jewish people, his first reaction is, no, I can't do that. And he starts to give excuses to God. Could you imagine fighting with God, giving excuses? Which we'll talk about in a second. Then God says to him, hold on Moshe, I'll be with you. And as soon as Moses realizes that this mission is actually not about him and his abilities, but God has trusted him. God has turned to him and said, I'm going to be with you. It's about me and the Jewish people. I am just using you as a vessel, as a kli to do my mission, right? Now, so many of us come up with excuses over and over and over again. We see even that God is maybe sending us a message to say this is what you need to do in your life, or you need to make this change. Everything that we see, everything we hear, everything we experience, the people that we meet are messages coming into our life, telling us, guiding us where we should go and sometimes where we shouldn't go. But very, very often we like to ignore those messages and say, well, I couldn't do that. Who am I to do that? Especially when it comes to leadership. Who would I be to go and do that and inspire those people, or to take those people on a journey, or to guide those people, whatever it is. So often we turn around and say, I couldn't do that. But if we truly open our eyes and see the history of how we got to a certain point in our life, I believe, and it's my belief, that it's very likely that we can see God's hand has brought us to that place. And He's saying, this is the mission that I have for you in this world. When I was growing up, I used to spend a lot of hours around my rabbi's Shabbat table. And he would say, does anyone have a Dvar Torah? Does anyone have a piece of Torah to share with everyone at the table? And so often we go around and the person would say, no, I have nothing. And the next person would say, no, I have nothing. Even though almost everybody had something to share, something to say. And one Shabbat, my rabbi said like this. He said, modesty, humility is so important in this world. But false modesty and false humility just stops people from moving forward. Which was a very, very powerful point. Let's use this week to really ask ourselves, are we not doing what we need to do because we don't believe in ourselves? Or we don't believe that God is actually with us in those missions that we have? Or is it because we're humble and the truth is we actually couldn't do that? And if that's the truth, then maybe we need the people around us to help us, or our family or our spouse. Maybe we need to ask some people about what their opinion or what their guidance is on it. I wish us all that we have faith in ourselves and faith in the people around us and faith in God, that in fact we are sent into this world with missions to achieve, and that we're not going to sit back and use false humility as excuses not to achieve. Shabbat Shalom.